I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God, please, for invocation. Lord, we're just ever so thankful as we get together as a group to try to make decisions on behalf of the city of Goddard. Lord, we just ask that you give us the wisdom to make wise decisions and that you help us to do the jobs which would make the citizens proud that they put us on council for us. These things in Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right. Has everybody had a chance to look at the agenda?
I make a motion that we approve the agenda.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll open up the floor to citizens' comments if there's anyone that would like to speak on behalf of a certain problem or whatever. Not, we'll close citizens' comments.
But I better turn mine's off.
And I don't believe we have any appointments or proclamations. All right, so then we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the
I
consent?
make a
agenda?
motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, move on to item G.
This is a public hearing for the issuance of industrial revenue bonds for Goddard Sports LLC and the ad valorem tax exemption. This is a rundown of the high points of the Star Bond project beginning back in January of 2013 when the Star Bond district was approved. The Star Bond project plan in 2013 with the slew of development agreements and subsequent amendments. And what gets us here this evening is Resolution 22-21 that extended the IRB deadline date to December 31st, 2022. And we had a subsequent notice of public hearing published in the Times Sentinel on December 8th, 2022 for this hearing. Notice was given in the Times Sentinel to increase the IRB authorization in an amount not to exceed $76 million in principal. There was a small publication fee associated with the advertisement of the hearing notice, which was authored by bond attorney Kevin Cowan and reviewed by City Attorney Ryan Peck, who approves this to form. It's recommended that the City Council, as notice was previously published, conduct a public hearing in regards to the issuance of the taxable IRB industrial revenue bonds for Goddard Sports LLC in a principal amount not to exceed $76 million to include an ad valorem tax exemption on property constructed or purchased with the IRB proceeds. The bonds will be issued under authority of KSA 12-1740 at SEC to pay the cost of the acquisition, construction, furnishing, and equipping of a multi-sport athletic complex, including a natatorium, hotel, health club, ball fields, and then at that point, upon receiving public hearing upon receiving public comment, close said hearing. So at this time, I would turn it over to the mayor to receive comment and open the public hearing.
All right, we'll open a public hearing, and if anyone would wish to address the council concerning these industrial revenue bonds. No one comes forward, or we'll close the public hearing.
Item G2 is the consideration of a resolution amending and supplementing resolutions 18-13, 20-17, 22-21, and 22-32 to determine the advisability of issuing IRBs for the purpose of financing the acquisition, construction, furnishing, and equipping of the multi-sport athletic complex and other commercial facilities. This is the same slide you saw with the addition of the 22-32 and the $76 million that was approved at the December 8th meeting. This amends the resolutions that were previously stated to essentially increase the effective date to 2023 for the sand sports portion, and to proceed with the authorization for staff and the mayor, vice mayor, city clerk, deputy city clerk, etc., to conduct the necessary paperwork for the issuance of these IRBs. There's no direct cost for the city for the passage of the resolution. It's been authored by Bond Counsel Kevin Cowan and reviewed by City Attorney Ryan Peck, who approves us to form. The city's agreed to issue the IRBs and property tax abatement on the ball fields and natatorium, with the developer agreeing to a payment in lieu of taxes. That was approved by both parties on December 5th, 2022, and that is contained in section 5.01 III of the development agreement. If there are no questions, then the proposed resolution would be considered. That would amend the effective date of the resolution of intent to December 31st, 2023.
We have a motion to adopt the proposed resolution.
So motion.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution carries.
New resolution number 22-33.
This will be the first of two ordinances we previously discussed in the process, because there are two separate corporate entities, one of which is receiving a property tax abatement for the publicly financed or star bond financed portions of the improvement, which would be the ball fields and the natatorium. We subsequently have two issuances. Item G3 is the first issuance, which is Series 2022A with Goddard Sports LLC for the multi-sport athletic complex and other commercial facilities. Again, the same background material as before. Just to kind of to review the IRB process, KSA 12-1740 allows for the city to act as a financial pass-through or fiscal conduit for these IRBs, whether they're taxable or tax exempt. The IRBs do not entail the city's financial backstop with the full faith and credit, which for the audience, the full faith and credit is the city's obligation to levy property taxes guaranteeing debt payments if necessary to cover improvement district revenue shortfalls. This is often done with special assessment statutes. So when you see a GO or general obligation, that means it has the city's full faith and credit behind it. And essentially, while these bonds are outstanding, the city holds title to the property and the project. The city leases the real estate property and project improvements financed through the bonds back to the tenant. The payments are made through the agreement for rent payments, and that's how those payments are made. And then upon maturity of the bonds, the title is then returned to the tenant or the leasee, and all of the IRB related liens are released. There's two separate issuances, one for each entity, as we previously discussed. The property tax abatement is only on the star bond finance portions, which would be the ball fields and natatorium, not the water park, health club, hotel, etc. It finds it favorable that this, and this is statutory language, to promote, stimulate, and develop the generic economic welfare and prosperity for the city of Goddard. It issues or authorizes the Series 2022A with Goddard Sports to finance the acquisition, construction, equipping, and furnishing of the multi-sport athletic complex and other commercial facilities. And that's with an authorized maximum amount of $50 million, bearing in mind that the sum of the combined issuances of Series A and Series B are not to exceed that authorized resolution of $76 million. It authorizes the mayor, vice mayor, city clerk, deputy city clerk, and staff to execute the bond documents, site lease, project lease, and pilot, which was, of course, previously approved on December 5th, 2022. This was authored by City Bond Counsel Kevin Cowan, and reviewed by our city attorney Ryan Peck, who approves this to form. The city's agreed to the issuance in the development agreement at section 5.01 III, and the ordinance would take effect upon passage, signature, and publication in the Times Sentinel as the paper of record. It's recommended that the governing body adopt the ordinance authorizing this issuance as it's contained in the development agreement, and that can be done with the waiving of the reading by voice and then the subsequent consideration of the ordinance by roll call. Are there any questions at this point? I know we've kind of been through this, and this is kind of the tail end step of a multi-pronged process. If not,
Do we have a motion to waive the reading?
I'll make a motion to waive the reading.
Is there a second?
second.
Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Now we would need a motion to consider the ordinance, which would be a roll call.
We'll take a motion.
A motion to consider the ordinance.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Roll call?
Councilmember Larkin,
Yes.
Councilmember Leland,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmerman,
Yes.
Councilmember Trailer,
Yes.
Councilmember Proctor,
Yes.
and the ordinance 909.
The next item, G4, is an ordinance authorizing the issuance of taxable industrial revenue bonds, Series 2022B, with Goddard Destination Hotel LLC for the purpose of acquiring, constructing, equipping, and furnishing hotel facilities. The same background information as previously presented, same review as to the IRB process. Again, similar findings, with the exception being that this series is at 19 million. Noting that it's within the issuance cap of 76 million. And again, authorizes the mayor, vice mayor, and staff to execute the necessary documents and leases. If there are no questions, it would be staff's recommendation to adopt the ordinance authorizing the issuance of the taxable industrial revenue bond series 2022B with Goddard Destination Hotel LLC for the purpose of financing the acquisition, construction, furnishing, and equipping of hotel facilities.
Take a motion to waive the reading.
So motion?
Second.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Take a motion to consider the ordinance.
So motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a second? Any discussion? Roll call?
Councilmember Larkin,
Yes.
Councilmember Leland,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmerman,
Yes.
Councilmember Trailer,
Yes.
Councilmember Proctor,
Yes.
and the ordinance number 910.
Item G5 is a resolution authorizing and directing the issuance, sale, and delivery of general obligation temporary notes, Series 2023-1 for Arbor Creek Second Edition and Arbor Creek Phase 2 improvements. The plat for the initial development was approved back in April of 2019, with Phase 1 being authorized in May of that year, and the temp notes proceeding in November of that year. Phase 2 occurred in June of 21, and then again proceeded with the issuance of 2021-3 temp notes, and those are set to expire or mature on October 1st, 2024. The plat for the second edition was approved at the September 19th, 2022 regular meeting. At the November 7th meeting, the council authorized the improvements with resolution 22-31 at the November 21st meeting, and that's what brings us here today for the series 2023-1. Pardon me. And this is the plat of that second edition. This is the resolution numbers with the authorization amounts for the statute under the special assessment, with the phase 2 being paving improvements with a maximum amount of 526 plus the multiplier. The water distribution for phase 2 is at 116,000 plus the multiplier. And then we have the second edition, which is paving, sewer, water, and grading, for a total of 3.1 million there. The resolution authorizes the mayor, bond council, financial advisor, and staff to proceed with the issuance of Series 2023 general obligation temporary notes, with the principal amount being $3,575,000 and the final maturity date of December 1st, 2025. Payments occurring June 1st, December 1st, beginning in 2023, carrying on through December 1st of 2025. The total issuance amount ended up being a par value of $3,485,000, and the purchase price ended up being $3,606,243.15. And we get that number with this $145,000 613 premium added to that par value, subtracting that discount of $24,395. So that's how you get that 3.606. The yield's at 3.17 with a true cost of 3.72. The resolution establishes the terms, conditions, and related details of the issuance, including the transcript certificate, which certifies the accuracy of the note resolution, the agreement between the issuer and the agent that provides the state treasurer serving as pay agent and note registrar for the notes, the underwriting safekeeping agreement, which directs the depository trust company to safekeep the notes pending closing, as well as the closing certificate, which certifies the accuracy and effectiveness of the closing, and the continuing disclosure undertaking, which is required by federal regulations to provide the ongoing disclosure of city financial and operating data. It's something that we do for all of it, and Gilmore and Bell works with us on that reporting. The financials, the issuance complies with the adopted resolutions 2022-24 through 2022-29, as well as the issuance resolution authorization of 22-31. The cost of the improvements will be financed through the special assessment statute of 12-6A04 et sec, and that means that the petitioner, as the sole property owner within the proposed district, is requesting that no public hearing or notice be given, as it's been self-petitioned, and the proposed documents have been authored by our bond counsel Kevin Cowan of Gilmore and Bell and reviewed by our city attorney Ryan Peck, who approves this to form. We have both our bond attorney and our financial advisor Brett Sjogren of Stiefel here to answer any questions that you might have over the issuance at this time. If not, we would just simply need a motion and a second to adopt the resolution, and that can be done by voice.
Take a motion.
So motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
That'll be resolution 22-34.
Thank you.
We have 3 items under new business. Item H1A is Arbor Creek Phase 2 Water Distribution Improvement Bid Award to Donlinger Construction. This is the plat of the area where the improvements are being awarded. Just a reiteration of what you saw previously for the background of Arbor Creek. This is showing the authorization resolutions and their maximum authorized amount. And item H1 will be the paving and water distribution improvements for phase 2, with item H1B being the second edition, which would be the paving, sewer, water, and grading improvements. 4 bids were received on Thursday, December 14th, the best bid being Donlinger Construction at a cost of $84,713, which is below the petitioned amount of $116,000 for the water improvement and the tip note sale authorization. It complies with all the resolutions and the special assessment statute. The documents have been drafted by Bond Counsel Kevin Cowan and reviewed by City Attorney Ryan Peck, who approves this to form. It's recommended that the City Council award the bid to Donlinger for Arbor Creek Addition Phase 2 to construct the water distribution improvements in the amount of $84,713 and an amount not to exceed Resolution 22-29 in the amount of $116,000.
All right, do we have a motion to award the bid to Donlinger?
I make a motion to award the bid to Donlinger.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Item H1B is the bid award for paving improvement, which goes to Donlinger as the best bid. Again, and noting that cap of $526,000, so we're well within that. As of the 4 bids received, this bid was $92,971, which is well below that authorized amount. Our recommendations to award the bid to Donlinger Construction for Arbor Creek Addition Phase 2 to construct the paving collector in the amount of $92,971, and obviously not to exceed the petitioned amount.
Do we have a motion to award the bid to Donlinger?
So motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Item H2A is Arbor Creek Second Edition Grading Improvement, bid award to Donlinger Construction. This authorization amounts to $841,000. 4 bids were received. The cost is $491,537, which is below the $841,000 for 22-24. And it's recommended that you award the bid to Donlinger in that amount of $491,537.
I make a motion that we award to Donlinger Construction for $491,537.
Is there a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carries.
H2B is Arbor Creek Second Edition Sanitary Sewer Improvement bid award to Donlinger Construction. And this amount is $566,000. 4 bids were received. Donlinger had the best bid at $427,028.50, which was below the authorized amount of $566,000. It would be recommended that the council award the bid to Donlinger Construction for Arbor Creek Second Edition to construct the sanitary sewer improvements in the amount of $427,028.50.
We have a motion,
So motion.
second,
Second.
motion second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Carried.
The next item, H2C, is the water distribution improvements bid award to Donlinger Construction. 4 bids were received, Donlinger being the best bid at $171,056, which is below the authorized amount of $300,000 contained within Resolution 22-28. It would be our recommendation that the council award the bid to Donlinger Construction for Arbor Creek Second to construct water distribution improvements in the amount of $171,056.
So motion.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried.
And this will be the final bid award for this Arbor Creek Second Edition, which is for paving and stormwater improvements. with the bid award going to Donlinger Construction as the low bid. 4 bids were received for this improvement. Donlinger Construction had the lowest bid at $198,095, which is below the authorized amount of $808,000 for Resolution 22-25. And it would be the recommendation of staff to award the bid to Donlinger as the low best bid to construct the paving and stormwater improvements in the amount of $198,095.
Do we have a motion?
So motioned.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried.
Thanks. Good evening, council. So tonight, I'm making a presentation just for the requisition of a police vehicle additional to our fleet. Currently, our staffing of the police department has created a need to purchase a patrol vehicle for Lieutenant Circle. Currently, Lieutenant Circle is driving a fully equipped police Ford Explorer Interceptor, which is vehicle 39. There's a chart that I've got later on in these slides. It could be with your handouts there. It will be assigned to, it was originally purchased for Sergeant Heron, 2 sergeants at the time, 2 Explorers were purchased for those sergeants. He has been on light duty since January of 2020. He is due to come back from that light duty period here in just about a month. So he will be taking over that vehicle. Lieutenant Circle will need a vehicle, and administratively for what he does and his duties, he's not on patrol very often. So that kind of changes the needs and the specs of the vehicle that we were looking for. Due to the current, and it will be a price difference because it's an administrative vehicle. He's not going to have a vehicle that's equipped with a prisoner cage, an in-car video system, or radar. Due to the current vehicle market and production delays, it would be beneficial for approval to be made prior to locating a specific vehicle. Historically, we find this specific vehicle, this upfitting cost is exactly the expenditure that we're wanting. With the nature of what we got right now going on, a vehicle could be available in, let's say, Oklahoma or Missouri, and if I wanted to wait for that exact vehicle to get all the specifics on it, it might be a little harder just to tie down that exact price. So I've done a little bit of shopping around, talked about what our functionality needs could and would be, and what is based on what we have out there available to us. So a vehicle that we're wanting for this would be larger in seating comfort, storage capacity like all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, capable for handling the function, ability, and our purposes. One preferred option for purchase is a 2023 Dodge Hellcat. Oh, wait, that was a different one. Sorry. Is for a 2022 Chevy Silverado for about the price of $44,000. So that is a very good price for a brand new 2022 Silverado. It's extended cab. It has essentially the same build to it as Chevy's marketing for a police pursuit package vehicle they have right now. I'm financially going to just ask, there's the chart that I was referring to earlier, and I can kind of show you that vehicle 39, it was, that's right down there. That was purchased for Sergeant Heron. Sergeant Circle, or I'm sorry, Lieutenant Circle has been driving that in the meantime. So, as to not just have a vehicle sitting there, it's still very low on the mileage, and you can see the mileage is right here. So, future planning, you can kind of see that we want to, in 2023, sell 2 vehicles. One of them is a 2014 Chevy Tahoe that has 87,000. It's higher mileage, plus being a 14, that age, I would like to get rid of that next year. And then the other vehicle that we have is really the highest mileage is 114 on a Dodge Charger. That's a 2015 Dodge Charger. I'd like to sell that one again next year. If you remember, we still have those 2 Explorers that we ordered just a few days ago back in October of 2021 that we're still waiting on for in production. I've been guaranteed they're the next ones on the line. So when they'll come, hopefully in just a few months, but it will be in 2023. So we have those two vehicles coming for future plans to replace two vehicles at least in 2023. As you can kind of see as I go down through here, I've got two more in 2024 to sell, a high mileage and a pretty high mileage. It will exceed 100,000 by that time, easily. And there's the two hybrids that we're waiting on, potentially selling those two in 24 and having a plus one in 24, because these vehicles right here, currently what we have is 12 vehicles plus an animal control specific vehicle. So that's 12 vehicles. We are slotted for 14 officers. We have one officer we're trying to hire right now, the detective we just hired, and that leaves Officer Wolf, who's still on deployment through probably February of 2024 for his return. So as you can kind of see, we're planning to have no extra vehicles, a vehicle for when we're fully staffed. It's just my recommendation that we purchase, and here's a picture of what I located so you kind of get a glimpse of what it is. It's nothing too fancy, but it does do the job as far as just provide a vehicle that's substantial in size, for capacity, and potentially even for future use for public works. So we've kind of slided some vehicles of ours, some Tahoes and stuff over for them. Obviously a Tahoe doesn't have a bed. They make good use of truck beds, so this could potentially even be a good product for them to have in the future if we mile it out or we change our needs. So financials, the purchase would not to exceed $49,000, would be made prior to the end of this year, hopefully by the end of this week. City Finance Director Matt Lawn is in approval of this measure. Legal is approved as to form. And it is recommended to the City Council authorize the purchase of a vehicle suitable for administrative police supervisory work, not to exceed $49,000. Anybody have any questions?
Is it going to be equipped with a radio or?
It will be equipped with a radio, lights, siren. I already have a radio in stock, a brand new radio to install in it. The sirens, the lights, the wiring, the work that would go in that. I'm going to put a ballistic panel in it just like I put in all the other patrol vehicles. That equipment, probably $9,000 to $10,000. So it's not going to have an expensive cage. It's not going to have
What about white doors?
Huh?
White doors.
No, it would be administrative vehicles, so it would be all black. Just like my vehicle, just like any other administrative vehicles that we've always had.
Yeah, that'd be a deal with white doors. Pink Prius was better though.
Yeah, do we have a motion to approve the purchase?
So whose car will this?
Lieutenant Circle.
Okay. He'll be doing day-to-day, like, traffic violations and
No.
everything, won't he? No? Okay.
No, unfortunately, him and I are fairly comfortable in not comfortable, subjected to our seats in the office.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
yeah.
Well, the only reason why I ask is because if it was gonna be doing traffic violations and everything, I would want it to be black and white.
Absolutely.
If it's not.
Totally agree.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright. I have no problem with it. I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much. I'll get back to you on that Hellcat.
I still think Gary's truck would have been good.
If you'd have brought it up earlier.
Sounds like a PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
For the administrator's report, you can see the view of the Starbond there with the hotel, the health club. This roof line here that's convex, that would be the natatorium. And then the higher roof would be the water park, and then the health club and child care facility over here, which you can see the phase 1 ball fields, phase 2 ball fields, and then phase 2 parking starting somewhere over in here and proceeding back to the east. Arbor Creek, this is again looking to the south from 23rd, which you can see phase 1, and then you've got phase 2 back here with a view of phase 1 and the pickleball courts and the community building. View of Elk Ridge looking back to the northeast. Clover Leaf, which you can see the Galleria in the background there, the Star Bond on the right, and the Walmart and dining establishments. View of Rusty Creek looking to the north-northwest. Just showing Trails End with 215th being there on the left-hand side, 23rd on the bottom. And we expect, as you'll see in a subsequent slide, we expect to bring those improvements before you for consideration on the bid awards here January 3rd. We'll also have the Big Arm development petitions and authorization resolutions at that meeting as well, with the Planning Commission's recent slate of rezoning, have those presented at that meeting, and then the administrative items, which would be at the beginning of the agenda, which would be the gap waiver and appropriation resolution, as well as some goal setting and annual reports for the second meeting in January, and then also noting traffic cameras and controllers for 199. Also, as we're kind of getting into our first significant potential weather event for the year, we've got a forecast for some potential of snow Wednesday night into Thursday with some freezing temps. So just to let you know that Public Works is ready to respond and went through equipment checks today. That's not the first time they've done that. We've always used Columbus Day as kind of a dry run where we get everything out and give it a good once over, operate all the equipment and machinery. That way if there's a malfunction, we'll have time to get it turned around and repaired by the time significant weather arrives. We also have the on-duty officers overnight authorized to call out the on-call Public Works employee and to notify Brooke and I when they do so. So that way we know that our folks are out, and if we need to mobilize. And besides that, Brooke and I are both OCD enough that we're out driving half the time anyway when there's that kind of potential. And so we'll have brine treatment to the roadways. We're planning to do it at this time. However, if the timing of the storm changes, then we may not be able to do that as it becomes ineffective and can actually provide slip conditions because you're essentially putting it down and it would freeze. But if it's down and then freezes, you're okay. So we're anticipating putting it down prior to the dip to single-digit temperatures. And that concludes my report if there are no questions of myself or staff.
Did they get that, what was that tractor they were buying? That new tractor?
Yes, but I don't know what the delivery date on that is, so I'll get that for you.
Have you had a chance to go out there and see the progress Rodney's making? Have you been out there on the hotel or anything?
Not within the last 2 weeks, but I do know that it is progressing.
I've seen them advertising for help, so I would think that they're getting ready to do something.
Yeah, I
They
again,
took
and
the
I
fence
believe.
down.
Pardon?
The fence down on the, where the daycare side is. All that
Yeah.
fencing is down now.
I think at our last meeting, he was anticipating like a March, April opening for the hotel. So a lot of that too depends on the timing of the supply chain and whatnot. But I expect that we're really close finally to getting this across the goal line. Fingers crossed.
All right, Leonard, you have anything?
I got nothing.
Sarah,
I don't have anything.
Michael?
Well, yeah. So 4 generations of Proctors live in Goddard, and they still will. But it won't be me and my family. So for reasons of just putting the kids first, and at the end of the day, families make the community up. And so I gotta put mine first. So I will be resigning effective December 31 from City Council. And it's been a pleasure to serve the city of Goddard, and honored to be elected and serve with the pleasure of the mayor.
Michael? Brent?
Well, there's no, oh,
Pardon me, you will need to make a motion in a second to accept his resignation.
oh, let's do that.
So I offer my resignation for consideration.
All right, we have a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept.
We have a second.
I second it.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All
Boo.
in favor, aye.
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 Any opposed? Carried. Good to have you on board. Brent?
Well, sorry about the family. But you can still come hunting, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah,
There you
for sure.
go. You can make me chicken anytime you want.
Oh yeah, yeah, you got some of that.
He came invite me over for dinner. I went over there and man, he is a cooking mofo. So now he can come and cook for us when he leaves for all of us. What do you think?
Bring them over.
Oh, there you go.
The new place is pretty banging. So.
All right.
Anything else?
February 16th, 17th, and 18th, it's a car show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, I'll be debuting my rat rod if anybody's interested in going.
Can just drive around the block
I'd probably just bring it out here and put some black
I don't
marks
know,
out here.
straight headers. Is that okay?
The Hellcat.
It's straight headers. Zoomy headers. Straight headers. The pipes are only this long.
I think this is legal.
Is that okay?
Look into it.
For me to drive around the blocks of Gotham?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Well, I guess Michael, you have some congratulations anyway.
I do. Yeah. Thank you.
Congratulate you on your upcoming marriage.
Yes, thank you very
What?
much. Yeah, we got engaged Saturday night.
No way. Yeah.
All the changes.
Lee? You did?
Yeah.
Man. We better have a big bachelor party.
I don't have anything other than that, so
Hunter, we need to go to Vegas.
if nobody else has anything, we'll go into, take a motion to go into executive session. What do we think, Brian?
For consultation with an attorney on matters that would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship, to include the city attorney and city administrator, to reconvene the open meeting in the city council chambers in 30 minutes.
All right, do we have a motion?
So motion.
We have a
Second.
second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
The
Let the record
cotillion?
show that no
The
action was
cotillion?
taken in executive session. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play. Let's all play. Let's all play. Come on.
No.
Come on, let's play around before we go home.